So the 306 2-litre 16 valve Cabriolet is running a bit rough on occasion, so it definitely seems to be a fuel stroke temperature type of thing. So cars always seem to run a bit rich since I've had it, I would say. You can sort of smell the unburnt fuel potentially, and when it warms through, sometimes gets a bit hesitant and a bit either like fuel starvation or too much fuel, and you can normally rev through it. So what we're going to do is try a 25 quid set of fixes to see if that cures it, and then if not, we'll try some more expensive stuff such as lambda sensor and potentially getting it sent somewhere to get the codes read and get it done properly. So the plan is stick a fuel filter in. I'm pretty sure it's not that, because otherwise that would happen at all sorts of times, not just when the car was warm, but you know, it's good practice anyway to change the fuel filter. So we'll stick a fuel filter in. That's a new map sensor, which is what my money's on. I suspect the map sensor in this is sending some duff signals, so we're going to have a go at changing that, which I think is an easy job. However, access, as is often the case, looks appalling on this, so I'll show you where that is and then we'll see if we can get to it. Seemingly the fuel filter is next to the fuel tank, which is obviously under the back of the car, so hopefully that's going to be reasonably accessible. So we'll jack the back of the car up and see if we can see it and get that changed out. So hopefully that will be relatively straightforward, he said, crossing his fingers. So folks, here we are. There's your fuel filter, so that's your fuel tank. So we're ahead of the rear wheels, which are there. We've jacked on the longitudinal axle bar, and we've got axle stands under the jacking points, and the filter's tucked away to the driver's side of the fuel tank, and it's pretty easy. You can just effectively slide it out of that housing, slide it forward. You need to clamp obviously the pipes, particularly the one that's coming from the tank. I didn't actually clamp the other one because we're facing down a hill and there's only a tiny bit in it, and then you just pull the pipes off, put the filter in and click them back on, and they click back into place. There's a little button, if you see the white button on there, you sort of push that in and it releases a little collar. So that's probably the easiest job, once we found where the bloody thing was, the easiest job that we've done so far on this car. So that was about, can't remember, the filter was a couple of quid and it's taken us 5 minutes. Most of that was jacking the car up, so that's that one done. I'm pretty convinced that'll make zero difference, but the other one clearly hadn't been changed ever, I don't think, so it's a job worth doing, I guess. So on to the map sensor. So there it is down there. So there she is, right in the centre of the shot. Alright, it's going to be fun. Let's do that one next. So we're working our way to the map sensor. We've taken the air filter box out. I think that's all we've done so far. And we're just going to take the throttle body off. And hopefully we can move it enough without unclipping everything to get our hands to the map sensor. Right, so we've just been able to move the, there's 3 bolts in the throttle body. We've been able to take those out and just move the whole lot, so rather than unplug everything, just move the whole lot over, which has allowed access to the map sensor, which just has a single bolt in it and then plugs into that hole. You can see the plug on the end of it there. Oh, this would focus, let's see. Come on, there you go. So yeah, we're just going to unplug that. My willing assistant's just gone to get the new sensor. So it's just hopefully a plug and play, pop it back in, see what happens. we had a bit of a mare previously with a map sensor, which was number 3 in a sequence of cheap jobs to try and get the car running better. So we took all the throttle body off, messed about with it, but we got there and found that they'd sent the wrong map sensor, so we've still got that one with the wrong fitting. This one's now arrived, which I'm hopeful is the right one. It certainly looks more right than the other one did, if that makes any sense. So we're going to have a crack at putting that on again in a minute. So the plan is, having done this once before now, is just to take off the air filter box, which is very easy to undo. So there's one bolt at the top, put it in there. That then is loose, and that just plonks in at the bottom on a couple of rubber mounted holes. And then the idea is take the throttle body off, but keep it all together and move it across, and it hopefully gives you enough clearance to get to the sensor, so bear with. Get both hands to it, get those horrid wire clip things off the plug, which are the things that always hooray. Yes baby, that looks remarkably like the one we've got, and I've still got my little wire doofer. You'll have to trust me, that is the new one. So let's get that on its that's all it needs. It's only a bit of plastic. Right, so that's map sensor done.